What if I told you that rebuilding your strength in your golden years might come down to something as simple as a single spoonful a day? That there's a natural remedy, backed by science, that doesn't come from a prescription pad or a supplement bottle, but from your own kitchen? Could something so small really help restore vitality, support your muscles, and even slow down the aging process? Stay with me, because in this video, we're diving deep into what just one spoonful a day can do for your energy, your independence, and your overall health, and the answer might completely change the way you see nutrition in your later years. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe right now. You won't want to miss any of these insights, especially if you're looking to stay strong, sharp, and full of life. Let's start with a common frustration that too many seniors face. Waking up and not feeling rested, not feeling strong. Maybe you used to be the type who could garden for hours, lift groceries with ease, or take long walks around the neighborhood without even thinking twice. But lately, maybe just getting out of a chair feels like a workout. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Muscle loss with age, also known as sarcopenia, is more than just an inconvenience. It can be the start of a dangerous cycle. Less movement leads to more weakness, which leads to more risk of falls, more doctor visits, and more medications. But here's the twist. What if part of the solution wasn't about doing more, but actually eating smarter? Because scientists now understand something powerful. Your muscles, your energy levels, even your immune system, they're all directly influenced by certain compounds found in specific foods. And there's one in particular found in a food that many of us overlook, that has the potential to tip the balance in your favor. This isn't about miracle cures or fads. It's about using what we already know from nutrition science to work with your body, not against it. The natural remedy we're talking about is extra virgin olive oil, and yes, just 1 tablespoon. A day can begin to shift the health of your cells, the strength of your muscles, and even the clarity of your mind. You might be wondering, how? How can a simple oil do all that? What's in it that makes it so powerful for older adults in particular? Let's break it down, but keep in mind, this isn't just about olive oil. It's about what happens inside your body because of olive oil. It's about what it triggers, how it protects, and why your body is practically built to benefit from it, especially after 60. You see, extra virgin olive oil isn't just fat. It's a specific kind of fat, the kind that fuels your cells without causing damage, the kind that's packed with polyphenols, natural antioxidants that are now known to reduce inflammation, protect brain function, and even assist in muscle preservation. And as we age, inflammation becomes one of the biggest silent threats to strength and mobility. Inflammation affects your joints, your heart, your brain, your muscles. But what most people don't realize is that chronic inflammation also weakens the communication between your nerves and your muscles. Think of it like static on a phone line. Your brain sends a message to your legs to stand up, but the signal gets distorted. Over time, that miscommunication adds up. That's when you feel slower, weaker, less steady. But here's what makes extra virgin olive oil so special. It doesn't just reduce inflammation in a vague way. It directly targets the chemical messengers in your body that trigger that chronic low-grade inflammatory response. It blocks them. And while it's doing that, it also enhances the function of your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells. So it's not just about reducing damage, it's about increasing power at the cellular level. This is why Mediterranean populations where olive oil is a dietary staple show such astonishing rates of healthy aging, fewer heart attacks, lower incidence of dementia, longer lifespans, and not just years added to life, but life added to years. Still, maybe you're skeptical. 1 spoonful of olive oil? That sounds too simple, right? But this is where science meets common sense. You don't need massive changes to see massive results. You need the right changes, and a spoonful a day of this specific type of fat starts influencing your biology from day 1. Let's zoom in even closer on your muscles. As we age, muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and build muscle, slows down. Even if you're eating enough protein, your body might not be able to use it efficiently. But studies now show that monounsaturated fats, like those found in olive oil, improve that muscle-building response. They make your body more responsive to the protein you eat, meaning that steak or piece of chicken you had for lunch. It goes further when olive oil is in your system. It becomes more useful, more impactful, and if we dig into the science just a little more, we see that the polyphenols in olive oil activate pathways in the body, like AMPK and PGC1 alpha, that are essential for muscle preservation, fat metabolism, and even mitochondrial growth. These are not fringe theories. These are well-established cellular processes studied in the context of aging and longevity. Now let's talk about balance. Literally, because one of the biggest risks for seniors is falling, and the consequences of a fall can be life-altering. Broken hips, long hospital stays, loss of independence. But balance doesn't start in your feet. It starts in your brain and in your muscles, and both are supported by healthy fats. Your brain is about 60% fat, and it needs fat to maintain the structure of its cells and transmit signals properly. Extra virgin olive oil supports cognitive function in multiple ways. It helps reduce beta amyloid plaque buildup, the same kind associated with Alzheimer's disease. It improves circulation, ensuring your brain gets enough oxygen and nutrients. And perhaps most importantly, it helps regulate blood sugar, which is a major factor in brain fog, mood swings, and long-term cognitive decline. Did you catch that? Blood sugar. Because even if you're not diabetic, your energy and clarity depend heavily on how stable your blood sugar is throughout the day. Fluctuations drain you. They make you feel tired, cranky, foggy. But fats like olive oil slow the absorption of sugars from your food, flattening those spikes and crashes. This is why people who include healthy fats with their meals often feel more satisfied, more alert, and more even-keeled. Let's imagine a simple scenario. You eat a slice of bread alone. You get a quick surge of energy, then a crash. But eat that bread with a drizzle of olive oil. You slow that release. Your body stays more balanced, and over time, that stability adds up to better energy, better metabolism, and less wear and tear on your pancreas. You might be asking, okay, but why olive oil specifically? Why not just any fat? Great question. The answer lies in how olive oil behaves in your body, especially extra virgin olive oil. Unlike seed oils or processed oils, olive oil contains compounds that are anti-inflammatory, not pro-inflammatory. It's not just about calories or fat grams, it's about what happens after you consume it. Canola, soybean, and other refined oils are often high in omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess can tip the body toward inflammation. They're also chemically processed, often using heat or solvents that degrade their quality. Olive oil, especially the cold-pressed extra virgin kind, retains its polyphenols, its flavor, its color, and most importantly, its health benefits. In fact, researchers have found that oleocanthal, one of the phenolic compounds in olive oil, works in the body much like ibuprofen. It reduces pain and inflammation through a similar mechanism, but without the side effects. That means that daily spoonful, it could help with joint stiffness, with that sore knee that acts up in the morning, with those little aches that make it harder to move freely. But there's more. Olive oil has been shown to improve lipid profiles, reducing LDL cholesterol while maintaining or even increasing HDL, the so-called good cholesterol. It helps protect your arteries from plaque buildup, supports heart rhythm, and even reduces markers of oxidative stress, the cellular rust that ages your body from the inside out. And for those thinking about longevity, not just living longer but living better, this is the kind of daily habit that quietly reshapes your future. One spoonful, one small act of care, every day. Over time, it influences your strength, your heart, your brain, your resilience. Now let me ask you something. How much effort would it take to make this part of your daily routine? Could you add a spoonful of olive oil to your salad? Drizzle it over your vegetables? Take it straight if you wanted to? This isn't about restriction. It's about addition. Adding something in that gives back far more than it asks for. And yes, the quality matters. Not all olive oil is created equal. The closer it is to fresh, organic, cold-pressed, and unrefined, the more benefits you get. Look for oils in dark glass bottles, with a harvest date if possible, and a strong, peppery flavor. That's the polyphenols at work. That slight burn at the back of your throat, that's actually a sign of potency. If you're over 50 and your joints ache when you get out of bed, go upstairs or just try to enjoy a walk. It's not your age, And it's not your fault. The real issue? Your body's running out of a natural substance that cushions your joints like a shock absorber. And most supplements out there, glucosamine, collagen, all of it, don't fix this. But now, researchers have discovered a breakthrough that can actually restore what your joints are missing. And people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s are seeing real relief. If you're feeling stiff, sore, or weaker lately, stop guessing. Check the link in the pinned comment now. So let's imagine what happens when you begin. The first week, you've made this tiny shift. You've decided to take 1 spoonful of extra virgin olive oil a day, maybe first thing in the morning or added to your meals. What starts to change? At first, it might feel subtle. Maybe you notice you feel a little more satisfied after meals, not reaching for that snack 2 hours later. Maybe your energy doesn't dip in the afternoon like it used to, but inside your body, the effects are already starting to build. Your cells are getting a cleaner fuel. Your gut bacteria are starting to respond. Inflammation markers begin to trend downward. And remember, your gut is more than just a digestive system. It's a command center. It sends signals to your brain, regulates your immune system, even produces neurotransmitters that affect your mood. When your gut gets the nutrients it needs, especially anti-inflammatory fats and polyphenols, it starts producing more of the good guys, the beneficial bacteria, the ones that keep you regular, reduce bloating, and support your immune health. Over the next few weeks, these changes become more noticeable. If you've been dealing with stiffness in the morning, it might not feel quite as intense. If you've struggled with dry skin, joint pain, or even brain fog, you might find things feel a little clearer, a little easier. That's because olive oil isn't just helping one part of your body, it's helping your entire internal communication network run more smoothly. And then there's the heart, the one organ we all rely on without ever really thinking about it until something goes wrong. But here's what's amazing. The benefits of olive oil for heart health are among the most researched in nutrition science. We're talking large-scale, long-term studies showing real, measurable reductions in heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death when olive oil becomes a daily habit. One landmark study, known as the Pre-Dimed trial, followed thousands of older adults over several years. One group added extra virgin olive oil to their diet, around 4 tablespoons per day. The other group followed a standard low-fat diet. The results were striking. Those in the olive oil group had a significantly lower risk of major heart events. And keep in mind, many participants were already at higher risk due to age, weight, or health history. Why does it work so well? Because olive oil protects the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels. Think of your arteries as highways. The smoother the surface, the better traffic flows. The more damage and potholes, the more risk of clogs and accidents. Olive oil helps keep those inner walls smooth, elastic, and protected from oxidation, the kind that leads to dangerous plaque buildup. It also improves blood flow and reduces blood pressure over time, all while helping your body maintain a healthier lipid profile. HDL goes up, LDL goes down. And because this oil also contains anti-clotting compounds, your blood flows more freely, lowering your risk of a sudden blockage. But what about those of you already on medications for cholesterol or blood pressure? This isn't about replacing anything without medical guidance. It's about supporting your body so that you might need less over time. It's about giving your system the tools to do its job better. That's real support. That's real empowerment. Now let's talk about your bones. Something few people realize is that olive oil may help preserve bone density as you age. How? Again, through its anti-inflammatory action and its impact on calcium absorption. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent enemies of strong bones. When your body is inflamed, it can start breaking down bone faster than it builds it up. But polyphenols help rebalance that process. They reduce the oxidative stress that eats away at bone-forming cells. And the healthy fats in olive oil actually help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D and K, both of which are essential for keeping bones strong. The result? Fewer fractures, better mobility, more independence. And while we're here, let's not ignore one of the most pressing concerns many seniors face: cognitive decline, memory loss, dementia, slower thinking. These aren't just frustrating, they're scary. But once again, olive oil shows up in the research. People who consume olive oil daily, especially extra virgin, score better on cognitive tests over time. They show slower rates of mental decline. Some studies even suggest a protective effect against Alzheimer's disease. It's believed that this protection comes from several pathways. First, the polyphenols reduce neuroinflammation, one of the key drivers of memory loss. Second, olive oil helps maintain healthy blood vessels in the brain, ensuring a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. And third, it supports autophagy, the process your brain uses to clean itself up, removing damaged cells and proteins that would otherwise build up and interfere with function. So, when we say that 1 spoonful of olive oil can help keep you sharp, we're not exaggerating. You might find your words come more easily. You remember where you put your keys. You stay engaged in conversations. That's real quality of life. And then there's the matter of weight. Because yes, even though olive oil is a fat, it's not something that causes weight gain when used properly. In fact, quite the opposite. It helps regulate appetite. It helps you feel full. It replaces unhealthy fats that do contribute to weight gain, like hydrogenated oils or processed seed oils. And most importantly, it doesn't spike your insulin, the hormone that signals your body to store fat. That makes olive oil a friend to anyone trying to maintain a healthy weight or even lose a few pounds, especially when combined with other whole foods, lean proteins, and lots of colorful vegetables. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You just need to begin making smarter swaps. And this is one of the simplest, most impactful ones. You might be wondering now, is there a best time to take it? Should it be on an empty stomach, before bed, with meals? The answer is, it depends on what works for you. Some people love taking it first thing in the morning to coat the stomach and support digestion. Others add it to their salads, their soups, or their roasted vegetables. The most important thing isn't the time, it's the consistency. 1 spoonful every day. And now that you know all this, let's bring it back to you. Why wouldn't you start today? Why not try this tiny act that could shift your energy, your strength, your clarity, your independence? There's no downside. It's accessible, affordable, delicious, and most importantly, it works in harmony with your body. You've already made the most important decision just by being here, choosing to learn, choosing to take charge of your health. So let this be your first step. Grab that bottle, make it a ritual. Celebrate it, because you're not just adding oil, you're adding power, protection, longevity, a better future. And if you found this helpful, there's another video on screen right now that you're going to love. It's all about the best foods to support your brain as you age. Tap it now and keep the momentum going. Your health journey is just getting started.